You've tuned in to the BAM Pod, brought to you by Black Bear Diner, Chicken Ranch Casino Resort, Mercury Marine, Vexus Boats, StoreQuest Storage Solutions, Bass Boat Technologies, and Tackle Warehouse. Now, kick back and enjoy the next great episode of the BAM Pod.
Take the plunge and jump into new favorites at Black Bear Diner. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we've got you covered.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner.
All right, everybody, welcome into the BAM Pod. Here we are again, another great show with another great angler. And which angler did we get this time? We got the champion of the Columbia River. You know, and I would like to say that he's not just the champion. He is the flat-out, uncontested, undeniable legend of the Columbia River. Welcome in, everybody, Mr. Ron Mace.
Easy on the legend thing. I know I'm old. Legend, come on. Give me a break.
Okay, you know what you just did? You made it an absolute challenge for me. Challenge accepted. Welcome to coming in to the Prime event at Boardman, Oregon. We'll see what happens when Ron comes on the stage. You everybody tune in and let's see how much I can make him blush.
Oh, God, that's not hard.
Ron,
you're good at it.
Ron, first and foremost, man, congratulations up there. You know, you say back off on the legend stuff. I want to tell you a quick story, and everybody out there that's listening, a quick story. I was out fishing that day, and one of the guys who won our Potholes event, and I'm going to give his name, Mike Matkowski. Him and I went out. We did a little smallmouth fishing down on the Boardman pool. Just he had a tournament up there, Northwest event going on. So he was up there. He's like, "Hey, you want to come out and fish with me? Let's go goof off a little bit." Cool. We go out there, and we're talking about who could win, how this could win. Justin Campbell's name came up. Your name company goes. You know what though? If Ron wins this thing, it's going to be hands down the seal of his entire fate. Man, this guy's going to take an event again. You already won a Boardman event, took home $50,000. You're our first ever two-time Super 60 champion. You have now taken out of Mark Lassane's pocket $100,000. So he looks at me and he goes, if he does this, he will flat out be undeniably the legend up here in this Pacific Northwest on the Columbia River. So that's where it all starts. So you can call Mike up and say, you know what, dude, come on. You can't give Ed that kind of ammo.
No. He's got to realize that stuff. Yeah.
You know Big Ed, he was not going to back down on this. And it's not going to happen until after Boardman now. So you're good luck. But you'll be hey, I still 100% look out there when we're standing on the California Delta and call Zach Thompson the mayor of Frank's Track.
Yep.
So the legend has now become Mr. Ron Mace. So, Ron, we are looking dead in your eyes on that stage, man. And Justin and you were standing there. Justin is a guy who you 100%. I said that backwards. He is a guy who grew up with guys like yourself fishing, watching, idolizing, learning from, and the guy has made a heck of a career doing it himself. He is, like you said up there, he's taking your money probably more than you've taken his, but he can't say, he's taking $50,000 away from you like you just said you did it from him. So we're talking about that, man, and we look out there. What does it feel like, first of all, going up and winning that event? I know the first time you were just so – the Boardman event, you were so broken right there. It was like, oh, my gosh, I've been wanting to win one of these for so long. And then what do? You come back the next year and you win another one. So, does it get easier from here on out that you're just expected to win? Or is it something that, you go, I'm just blessed to do this again?
I'm blessed. I had a really good feeling about this tournament. I actually told a couple people that I was going to win it because I fished this thing in my head probably 10,000 times a day. I did exactly what I was planning on doing. Exactly the same spots, the same bait, everything, and it just worked out. But I'd seen that in my dreams. I've been looking forward to this pool having a tournament forever.
Wow.
It was exciting. I mean, I didn't think I had it. I mean,
Yeah.
1858 should not win on this pool. But luckily, it was just, I don't know, the stars aligned. I never thought in the middle, I didn't know I had won until after you announced it.
Right?
Well,
Well,
actually,
that's kind of
Justin
my
was on there
as I say.
smiling.
Yeah, as I say, you looked at Justin, he was smiling like he thought he knew he didn't win it, but he knew he was going to give you that little fear factor for a minute.
He actually goes, behind his smile, he goes, "Good job, dude, you won." I'm like, through his gritted teeth, I'm like, "What? No way, you're lying to me." And he goes, "No, congrats, dude, you got it." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, no way." Because he and I lie to each other quite often. He's the guy I run with.
Yeah.
So when I go out of town, I'll just say he's the one that took care of me at Havasu when I got all sick and on the first day because of the heat. He took care of me, so he's a great guy.
Well, I will tell you, sitting up there, if anybody, our show, our video was horrible. It wasn't working. There was just some issues, and we'll get over it. We'll get through it. We'll get past it. But there was one thing, and I hope people saw it. I don't know if they did. Maybe they did because I think Thomas re-put up the show that was in good quality afterwards. There was a moment where you're sitting in the hot seat, and an angler walks up, and you can't quite see through both of us, but you can see the first number, and you see an 18 drop, and I glance back at you for a second, and you were almost like I don't want to say tears, but you were just like, oh man.
Oh,
And
no.
then Bo Jodry steps to the side, and it says 18 15, and you just went, oh my gosh, you scared the crap out of me. I think he was probably the biggest push you had right there. And that was the only time that, until, Justin came back up, that you really felt like I might have just, it's right there. And I
might have just got bumped.
Yep. That was good though, man. And I do everything I can to try to make it dramatic for everybody, for the crowd that's there, the people watching back at home on YouTube, yourself, you guys. I made a heck of a production. I put the table up there, and everybody's like, why were you putting the table there? Because I knew that stupid trophy, which is an amazing trophy, but that thing weighs like 800 pounds. It's like, holy crap! I don't care which one of these guys wins it. It's going to be tough to pick it up.
I'm like, I tried grabbing it. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, you're not
you're
not picking that up and holding it over your. Yeah, as I say, you're not picking it up and holding it over your head. I mean, Justin would have struggled with it. I watched Luke Johns when he won it. He struggled with it, and I'm like, you know what? We need a place to put it right here in the middle of the stage where these guys can kind of stand on each side of it. This is what they're looking at. This is what they're looking for. They want to win this thing, and then they don't have to pick it up afterwards. Everybody can see it.
It's a great idea. You save everybody's shoulders because that was.
Yeah, that thing there.
You make them just a little lighter. I mean, it's amazing trophy.
Mark goes out of his way, and I think that thing is a great event. I think it's a great deal, and it is what it is. But a lot of people just tuned in. A lot of people are tuning in right now because they want to know how Ron Mace went out onto the Tri-Cities pool, whatever it's called. You'll say it eventually. Call it the right pool because I don't know what it is. And they, how did you win this thing, man? How did you go out there? Let's break down day 1, day 2, day 3. It is an event that, like you said, you've played it out in your mind, you projected, and you accomplished. So let's just start with day 1, man. How was it? How did it set up for you, and what were you actually looking for and trying to accomplish up there?
All right, day 1, I ran 40 miles upriver through some of the most dangerous water you can run in a bass boat. It's called the Hanford Reach. It's the last free-flowing stretch of the Columbia River left where it doesn't have any navigation. There's no buoys. There's no real channels. And it's shallow and all rock. There is no forgetting you. If you hit, it's rock. I have 5 or 6 spots. It's a 30-mile stretch of river with only like 15 spots that have fish in them. And I ran up there and nobody was up there. I had the whole thing to myself. So it's like, I have every spot on the reef to myself. It's ridiculous. It's just like, all right, let's go. The first spot I pull up to, I think I had 20 pounds off the first spot,
Wow.
and like pretty quick. By 9:30, I definitely had 20 pounds. Then I bounced to my secondary spots and caught them pretty decent there. Ended up with 21 or 22, 21 keepers that day. And I threw my biggest fish. I had a big one down by Richland area that I caught. I threw back because it was bleeding and I didn't want a dead fish penalty. And it was well over 4. And I had, what I have, 2089 the first day
Yeah.
with a dead. I still had a dead fish. Stupid thing. But it was amazing. It was everything worked out everything it could go right did go right. The only thing went wrong is I tried swinging a 5-pounder, and I got about halfway up, and my line broke, and it dropped back in the water. I'm just like, you idiot! What are you doing? And I had a conversation with me and myself, and got my stuff back together. I may have even cursed on the GoPro. I hope not, but I think that might have happened.
We have an edit button.
And good. Thank God. And just put my head back down and caught another one right away. And it was just like, all right, I'm good. I ran out of there at probably, I think I left at noon. And it's about a 45 to 50-minute run back to the launch. So I just kind of ran down there, left at noon, started hitting stuff around Richland area, around all that. And I have 5 or 6 good spots down through there, usually this time of year, and pull up to them, and they're going good. In fact, the guy that almost beat me, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was fishing on some of the stuff that I never thought anybody would ever fish, and he was on it. That's where he ended up damn near beating me. Right. Some of my second and third spots, which was shocking to me. These guys find so much. To win one of these, it's ridiculous. The guys are so good. The stars all have to align. I mean, it's an amazing deal.
Yeah. And by the way, it was Bo Jodry.
I know, Bo. I wasn't around him.
He was second place.
I know. Yeah, second sucks. I'm going to say it right now. I've got a few of them, and second sucks. It really does. You're my first day.
Yeah. And what were you? What is it that you were throwing around? What were you targeting up there? I mean, you're running up. Now everybody was going, oh my God, Ron's fishing in such shallow water. He's back up there. I have a feeling it wasn't that you were fishing in shallow water, is that you were running through shallow water in a boat that. I guess the only way to get up there is experience.
It is. You can't run it unless you know it, and you can't know it until you've broke 4 or 5 floor units off, or I run it in jet boat, one or two.
Nice.
But I was targeting current seams, right?
Okay.
Up there, it fluctuates 5 to 6 feet up and down daily, and that first day, it was down a little bit, not way low, but just kind of in the medium range. Okay. So it had all my good little points with good current rip on them. You get up there, you throw my Cinco again. I've got a lot of fish on that, and I have one again on the same green pumpkin Cinco.
Okay.
Fire it up there in those slits, you let it sit, keep your line straight, like keep mending it kind of like you would do a fly rod because you're in current.
Right.
But the rips, there's not a lot of current. So as you're running by these rips, you got to make a good cast and keep trying to mend your line. You got to use a floating type line. I use Power Pro. Okay. It floats. It's a good braid. You got to use braid. And they bite and you set the hook, and then it's a fight for life because you're in 7-mile-an-hour current trying to fight these fish, and by the time you're done, you're 300 yards from where you hooked it.
Wow.
They're violent. Hard to catch fish.
Wow. That's impressive.
So it's a blast. I'm going to tell you, it's a blast.
So now you come up, you weigh in, you're sitting good. You're feeling like, all right, did the day one went the way you wanted it to go, and you're feeling pretty confident, right? I mean, I don't think you were leading after day one, but you were, but you were up there. You had good. You had good numbers, and you also had some good weight, right? I mean, you didn't have great numbers like,
no.
Adam Deacon or anything, but you had good numbers, right?
We're going to take a short commercial break and talk to you about one of our great sponsors, StoreQuest Self Storage. They're here to help you get your garage back. As an outdoor enthusiast, you have gear, lots of expensive gear, equipment, boats, trailers, and vehicles, probably all stored in your garage. You need a storage space that's easy to access, secure, and climate controlled. And that's where StoreQuest comes in. Head over to storequest.com. Plus, members receive an exclusive 10% discount with the offer code BAM10. That's BAM 10. StoreQuest is the official self-storage partner of the BAM Tournament Trail.
What the flock are you waiting for? California's newest luxury entertainment destination, Chicken Ranch Casino Resort, is ready to play. Experience laid-back luxury in our modern hotel, a casino floor with views of the Sierra, and diverse restaurants and bars that'll keep you squawking for more. Experience the all-new Chicken Ranch Casino Resort, located just 60 minutes from Yosemite National Park. Visit playchickenranch.com to book your trip today.
Yeah, I had 20. I think I had 20. I don't remember. 23.
Yeah, I think you were I think you were like 21, 22. But and people
Yeah,
don't
something
get
like that.
people don't, and people kind of still struggle with our format, as in the day one, day 2 you can have either keeper count or you can have weight. You at that point were you know what, I'm going for weight. This is what I'm looking at. Your numbers were good though, so you were still competitive on both sides of it, which is I mean honestly I believe going into day 2 that's kind of where you want to be. Is it's like I have options. It's not like, oh, I only
Right.
caught 2 keepers yesterday, but they were both 7-pounders, so you're in on weight.
Right.
But it's one of those things that, when you look at that, I go, okay, cool. Now, day 2 comes along. Did you run back up there?
Yes, I did. I ran right back up to where I started and caught them good the first day, and the water had come up another 2 feet. The problem with the reach, if the water is up too high, it floods all those points. So now there's really no good current rips. So I started my first spot on the second day, and I'm not catching any. And I got waypoints to where I need to park my boat and where to cast. And I'm on my waypoint and I'm casting. I'm like, what the heck? It's just nothing's right. I'm not getting bit. So I get out, I take spot lock off, and I'm just drifting and casting. And I just happen to look below my boat. There's 4 big ones. They're just, because I'm drifting, they're just laying there. So I reach down there, mark them, put a little waypoint where they were sitting, and then drifted way back by them, turned back around, let them settle up again, and I caught 3 of them.
Nice.
They just slipped back on the rip because the water came up, so it pushed the current line back down a little further. So they were down probably 100 yards from where they were the day before. So I caught those 3. So then I figured I got all day to catch 2 more. I run down to my secondary and third spot, go through, catch several good ones, and then so now I got about an 18-pound bag, and I'm like, all right, good. I'll go back down to Richland area because I caught them good on the first day down through there. I get down there and it's a hurricane. Where I was fishing, there was no wind, none, glass.
Wow.
I'm like, what the? Oh my God. And then I left them biting. They were biting good when I left. I'm like, okay, I don't need any more 18 and a 20 and an 18. I should make it in weight. And I always chase weight. I think you're fishing the wrong fish. You're chasing numbers because around here, the 2 to 3 pound fish run together. And then the big ones, they're in groups of 3 and 4. They're not in those big groups. So you're chasing numbers, you're chasing the wrong size fish. And that shows up usually because the guys are still only catching 13, 14 pounds. And they haven't done any research because they're chasing that dang numbers. They don't know where to go to catch a big one. I mean, that kind of hurts guys. And I never get in that rut. I mean, I'd love to have a spot where I could go catch 50 fish. I don't even have a clue where Adam did that for. He got 40 some the first day.
Yeah, I think his total for the 2 days was like 6. Was it 60, 65, 68, something like that. It might have been higher. I don't know, but it was a lot. I mean, it was just like he stroked those. He had them going. but playing into what you talked about, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's still top 10, made another top 10. I mean, this guy's fishing phenomenally. I don't want to take that away from him at all. Adam is
No,
absolutely just hitting top 10 after top 10 after top 10, which means he's taking home checks every time, right? So he's right there. He's in. One of these days it'll pop through. But to go off of what you talked about, comes Championship Sunday, now you've got to go find big fish. Now you were talking about, hey, and it's something I was going to ask you is, we had Saturday was a high wind day. There was talks of possibly slowing it down. We opened up the scales early in case people needed to come in if they didn't feel safe, that sort of thing. And you're fishing in flat calm water. That's awesome.
yes, it was crazy. I'm like, the wind must not have hit. Because the deal is, when you run way up on the reach, it's it's got big cliffs on each side. So you're in a canyon, a hole, and the current is so fast, you usually don't even have ripples on it. Like I could have fly fished up there. It was that calm. And as soon as I get down by Ringgold, it got western. I'm like, what the heck? I mean, it was ripping. So then I'm thinking I had 18 plus pounds. I'm all right because everybody's couldn't fish the fish. This is windy. I was wrong. Those guys caught them. I don't know how they caught them, but they caught them, blistered them. Some bigger bags came in, other than this is once in a lifetime, 26 pounds out here on the Sand River. That was crazy.
And it's funny because he totally turned everything on its head and said, you know what? I am going after greenfish. I know there's smallmouth. I know there's big smallmouth. His strength is catching those largemouth in that grass, fishing around the areas he likes to throw, and he did it. That's crazy to think of. Yeah,
he's great at it. He finds the fish that we don't even mess with because they're pain. They're hard to catch, but unless you're in East Monroe, and then they just love them.
You realize that he doesn't actually
2 weeks up there.
You realize he doesn't actually catch fish, right? He just shows up and goes, "Hi, I'm Ish," and they jump in the boat.
And they go, I want to go ride with Ish. He's famous. He's world famous.
Right? Everybody knows.
I fished against Ish from the Bassmasters back when the very first Bassmasters. He used to come up here when he was young and I was young. I fished against that guy for quite a while.
Yeah. But it's day 2. You come in, you got great weight. You've now qualified for Championship Sunday. Everything resets. Weight's gone. Numbers are gone. Guys, and I'm asking guys as they're coming off the stage, do you have what it takes tomorrow? Do you have what it takes? Some guys are going, I don't know. I really don't know. There was a lot of, Adam was one of those. He's like, I'm not sure. I caught so many fish. I turned the switch off, went out looking for fish. I think I found some, maybe not. But in the end, your experiences, I think, where it really came through, because you took, I think it was, day 2, you took like 16 or 18 fish. On day 1, you had over 20 fish. You've already pulled almost close to 40 fish out of this hole that you're fishing. It's day 3, Championship Sunday, $50,000 on the line, a giant trophy. Did you go run right back up there and get into that water again and go, you know what? There are so many fish up here. I can get them.
Absolutely. I thought I was going to come in with 21 or bigger. I ran all the way up to my first spot, and I didn't catch anything. I'm like, oh my goodness. Tell my observer, then I flipped back. I fished it. The water was up a little higher than it ever, been all 3 days. I'm like, God dang it. And I run around and finally bail off my first spot, go to my second spot, nothing. Then I'm like, I got to go back up there. So I run back up there again. And these are about, 15-mile runs back up to where I'm going, back down, back up again. I finally catch a 14-incher off my starting spot. This is like 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm stressing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to lose this thing. Now I just want to catch the limit so I don't, last, right? So I got a 14-incher. I'm like, well, that isn't going to do me any good. So then I just bail out of that whole area and run back down to where I've been, kind of my meat and potato spot. Run down through there with my first drift. I catch 4. another 14-incher, and then 3 good ones, like
Okay.
4-pounders. And the 4-pounders had way bigger ones with it. I'm like, oh, we're gonna hold my beer kind of thing. We're gonna go do this. Get through my drift and go back up there, come back through again, catch another good one. So I got 4 good ones and a 2.5. I'm trying to get rid of that 2.5 with one more big one, and I'm gonna win. I know I'm gonna do good. I can't catch it. I didn't get any more big ones. It's like, golly, one drift we go through and there's fish up. You see them. They're in groups. They're everywhere. I come back through. I'm gonna rail them this next drift. They're gone. All of them are gone. Like, what the heck? All of them are gone. What happens is that reach was blowing at 100 kcfs, cubic feet per second. They pulled the plug. It went to 60.
Wow.
They go to 60 kcfs, zero current. It dropped 4 feet, 3 to 4 feet up there. And when it's dropping, you might as well just turn around and leave. Thank God I was up there early enough that I got my fish. Then I'm bummed all day because I'm trying to get this last dang fish. I can get rid of this 3-pounder for 4 or 5. I win. I thought for sure it would take 21 pounds, and it didn't. I can't believe it took 18.58 to win. I just knew. I was worried about Justin.
Yeah.
Like you were saying earlier, Justin Campbell is my kryptonite. That guy beats me. It could be a 3-boat tournament, and I'll get second, and he'll get first every time. He's just a great, great, great angler. Wow. And he's young.
He's got a couple of years to catch up to you, but you know what? I think he's gonna be around for a long time out here. He's got what it takes. I am one of these guys that 100%. On the stage, everybody hears me say it, and I'm sure some people roll their eyes and whatever, and yeah. But I tell everybody, you know what? These guys, and it's not just me boosting our Super 60 events. These guys are some of the best in the country. Ish is there. Greg is there. Christian Ostrander comes in up there. I mean, we've got, Bryant Smith. Roy Hawk didn't show up. He wasn't around for some reason. There's just some guys who are, obviously legends all over the country because of it. But you know what? They don't always win. It's not like they're coming out here and they're competing and they're taking all your guys' money. They have to compete against you as well. I mean, Rich Kraft came in and won at Brownlee. We've got Ron Mace winning up here on the Columbia River. Justin Campbell's out there doing this thing. And, those big names. I mean, Ish got third. That's awesome. But you know what? He didn't take everybody's money just because he showed up. These are some of the best anglers in the entire country that you were fishing against. What you did up there. Yes, you're a legend up there. Yes, this is your body of water. Yes, this is what you like to do. And you're doing, putting a Cinco in your hand, going up there, finding your water, fishing and fishing and fishing and fishing is your thing. And you visualized it. You said you were going to do it. You did it for 3 days. You ran up into the reach. You ran into water that nobody else could get to. Were you alone the entire time up there, all 3 days? Or did somebody try to make that run?
I was. No, Justin. I seen Justin on the cut day on Sunday at 12:30. When I seen Justin running at 12:30, I thought, well, he's either got a huge bag or he's struggling. I hope he's struggling because I think I caught a pretty good one right after he left. I'm like, oh yes, he wasn't fishing what I was fishing.
Right.
Which is, he's got his own stuff up there too. No,
and that's I couldn't watch. Go ahead.
Well, I just didn't think I ever had enough to win. It's crazy.
Well, I know, and that's what I was just going to say is, when you're sitting there and you go, oh, he didn't, he either had a big bag or he was struggling, and he had 15 pounds. And don't get me wrong, in a lot of bodies of water, 15 pounds on Championship Sunday might not seem like much, but it's actually pretty good when you're fishing against the guys you're fishing against. You come in with 18 and you're thinking, oh man, I got to have 21. Now, I think if it was day one, you're right. But now these fish have been beat up for a while, and everybody's fish have been beat up for 2 days. And these guys are catching numbers, they're catching this, they're catching that. and they got to switch up and find it. I mean, I look at, like the way Ish did it. I mean, he goes out and he caught good fish. Had a 7-pounder in there. He had some good fish for 2 days. That third day comes and he still had good fish, but the cold water got him and they shrunk a little bit. It just wasn't the weights that these guys were looking at. And it's just the experience you have and the way that you're looking at this body of water and the way you fish it. I mean, there's not a lot of guys that would just put a Cinco in their hand, go up there and just have so much confidence they're going to catch fish left and right. Was that the only thing you really threw the entire event?
I threw a lipless crankbait too. That the big fish come on the Cinco. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they're and what's funny is I don't use my live scope. Both tournaments that I've won on this river has not used one dang live scope at all.
I was seriously just going to ask you, it's like how much does forward-facing sonar play for you on the river, in events like this?
Get outdoors and spend some time in your lab, because in theirs, at Fish Lab, they learn by doing. The water is their lab and they love doing research. Fish Lab knows there's a reason when a lure works, and that angling is part art and part science. It's a puzzle where the pieces constantly change, sometimes in our favor, sometimes not. But by applying decades of experience, bold creativity, a little patience, and a lot of time on the water, we can better the odds of finding the successful formula that catches you more fish. Fish Lab lures are realistic, scientifically accurate, meticulously crafted, and designed for one purpose: to catch more and bigger fish. Straight out of the lab, Fish Lab has you covered with a full line of hard baits, swim baits, glide baits, wake baits, soft weedless swim baits, and bluegill baits. The badass rattle toad, plus a line full of saltwater baits. Check them out at your favorite tackle dealer or online at fishlabtackle.com, and follow on Instagram at fishlabtackle. The science behind the strike, Fish Lab.
They don't. I don't use it. That's why I get my tail kicked when the fish are out offshore. Once they pull up, which is right now, all the bait just finally hit the river. Look out, because all the big ones are chasing the bait up on the shallow stuff, and I don't need a live scope. I'm physically looking at my fish. If you see them, pay attention, but they won't bite if you see them because they see you.
Right.
It's really spooky, but you can come back by and catch them.
Well, I will tell you, this show, when this show goes out across the country, everybody listening to this thing, there is going to be a little bit of a clapping, a little bit of a murmur, a little bit of excitement from guys going, see, you don't have to have forward-facing sonar. You don't have to be throwing a quakey bait. You don't have to be all these different things are going to be said because Ron Mace went out there with a Cinco in his hand, no forward-facing sonar, and absolutely won $50,000 on the Columbia River, man.
So crazy. Yeah.
There are people out there right now just clapping, going, yeah, this is awesome, because you know what? Everybody thinks that you have to use all that stuff. And don't get me wrong, is it going to be a benefit? 100%. If you learn it, if you know it, if you have it. I mean, there's guys like Ty Manarola out there, Joe Mariani out there. I mean, Tyler Madden, I'm sure, was using it. There are so many good names out there that are, just understanding these baits, knowing the way these electronics work, and just going with the fads. And I'm sure people are just happy to hear that, you know what, you can stick with the old school stuff. And it's funny to me to think that a Cinco is old school at this point.
It's been around for a while though, and that's the only bait that really hasn't just kind of petered out.
Right. I see, I see people throwing. Well, I see people throwing the Alabama rigs still, and don't get me wrong, I think there's a great place for those, and they have their place. But they were talking about wanting to ban these from the sport. You can't throw A-rigs at this time of the year. Oh, you got forward-facing electronics. You can only use it this time and that time. You've got now these new quakey baits are coming out, and nobody, you can't just these things are just too good. But the tried and true, I mean, that Cinco has been a staple for at least 5 years, right? So I don't want to give away. I don't want to give away. Yeah, I don't want to give away.
How old you are?
You got me. You only have me by a year, so we're good.
Oh.
I'm just.
You look way younger than I do. Dang it. Oh, that's not fair.
Let's
see all my gray hair.
And you've got me by more than one. But that's all right, Ron. I still, it's one of those things that I just think that it's such an amazing that you went up there, took this event against the caliber of angler that you were fishing against, the way you were fishing, using your experience, just everything you know how to do. You got to a place that very few people probably can get to, like you said, without knowing it, without breaking stuff, without doing all kinds of damage.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are going to be running up there, and that comes from nothing but experience. And yeah, now we are going to be switching this thing up, and we're going to be going down pool. We'll be back at Boardman, Oregon. We're going to be fishing. The Pro-Am's coming up next, and we're going to be down there at the end of this month. I mean, we're going to be right back up and doing some great fishing. And that is another hole that, you won the event before. Now, mind you, you did it doing something that nobody really thought could be done. I mean, you were fishing in, like, Fisher, I don't know how you were fishing where people couldn't see the fish just sticking out of the water. But people talked about how shallow you were. And it's amazing to think about it. And now we're going to go right back to that pool. There is a possibility and a chance that you go Pro-Am, or that you go up there and you take the Boardman pool last year. You take Tri-Cities. Now you can turn back around. Now the first two were Super 60, so now you got to go fish against the Pro-Am anglers. And there's a lot of good Pro-Am. That's the one thing about the Pro-Ams when you go to the Pacific Northwest is now you're inviting more anglers who are very familiar. I think it's more of a feat. If you can do this one, if you can go back to the Boardman pool and you can win a Pro-Am there as well, wow. You have a chance right now to take home not only $100,000, but to take home a Vexus boat with a Mercury Pro XS on the back of it, worth about $65,000, Ron. I'm not putting any pressure on you. I'm not trying to amp you up at all. I'm not trying to get you going, but you have an opportunity to take your legendary status to a whole new level, my friend.
We'll see. I've been putting a bunch of time in down there, that's for sure. So,
yeah, was there a tournament this is coming up this weekend? And I think there's like a Northwest
tomorrow.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Okay,
Yeah.
so tomorrow you're
and
going
I wasn't gonna fish it, but I got my coworker, my boss goes, you know what? Let's fish it. And I'm like, and he does not take no for an answer. So he finally, all right. So I paid the entry. I'm fishing it tomorrow. But that tournament you can lock. So I'm going to run up to the reach, and I'll only have about 3 hours, 3.5 hours to fish, and we'll see how I do. I got a good chance because I know right where they're sitting. And I left them. They didn't bite the sun.
Is there a way that people can watch that? I mean, what we do on the BAM Trail is so different than everybody else. We're giving you TV time, we're giving you stuff on YouTube, that sort of thing. Is there any way for people to watch that, or not watch it, but to see how you're doing up there? To go, you know what? I want to see how Ron's doing.
Standards. Go with Northwest standings. Yeah, there's no live. I think they do video and take pictures.
Okay.
They'll post the standings at the end of the tournament, and
is it a one day tournament?
1 day tournament. There'll be 1 day team tournament, and it'll take. There's going to be guys that are going to whack them. But, I'm going to be one of those guys, hopefully, to whack them.
Okay.
I think I can come in with 21 pounds in 3 hours, and hopefully that works because it's a long boat ride.
And it's a team tournament.
Yep, it's just a buddy tournament. Team tournament.
Okay.
Yes.
So you do realize that
never fished a tournament before.
I was going to say, you do realize you're taking your boss up to a place, and you got to allow him to at least catch one fish, right?
He wants to win, so he can run the net all day. He don't care. He just wants to win. So all right.
Oh, he's just
hold my beer, boy. We're gone.
He's just tired of paying you money. He needs some more money to pay you.
Yeah, right.
So, all right. So now we're day 1, day 2, day 3 is in the books, man. You're crowned a champion. You get all this going. Now we're heading down to Boardman. Are you changing up anything you really do? Is there or
No.
when you fish these two pools, you can't on the next one. Now you can lock through, I believe, on our
I know. Yeah.
on this one. Are you
Yeah.
is that something you're thinking about doing?
No.
Okay.
Well,
You're
no.
you're willing to. I mean, you're
cut
willing to
your
fish the
time.
Boardman pool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's when
Is
that's when I won the Super 60, and
right?
it's it's consistency sometimes is better than the big numbers because you might have a big bag the first day and can't back it up. I'm trying to find fish that I can catch 3 days or 2 days.
Right.
I want to make the cut. I mean, you got to make the cut. And even though the pro-ams, they don't zero your weight, you're super consistent at 18 to 20 pounds a day. You're going to be right on. Because usually there's going to be someone that whacks a couple largemouth and comes in with 22, 23 pounds the first day.
Right.
But they can never usually back it up for the second or third day. So I'm not super scared about any of that. All my fish, I've got spots that are super consistent. I can go out and catch down there. I can probably catch 20 pounds a day. I'm fairly confident for the pro-am. Right now, no, I can't. That's why I'm running up to the reach. But in a couple weeks, yeah, I'll be real competitive. I'll have a good chance.
Now, the Boardman pool doesn't have quite the current. I know it does have a current, but it doesn't have quite the current as all the way up there where you were fishing at the reach. Is that something that plays a little bit more? I know it still fluctuates with as far as it's not like the Delta where it's coming in and out, but it'll drop a little bit. Are you looking for water to be up, down, or when it comes down when you do go to Boardman?
When I go to Boardman, I'm not going to depend on the current.
Okay.
The deeper fish are really driven with the current. So if you're out in 15 or in the middle of the river and you got a rock pile and it's full of fish and they're biting and all of a sudden they stop biting, it's because the current stopped. And they just kind of spread out. The shallow fish that I chase, they stay there. They don't care about the current because they're up shallow in the weeds. The current really isn't affecting them. I mean, the water height will if it comes way down and there's nowhere for them to go. But nah, I'm not worried about current up there. Down there. Now up in the reach, I mean, I don't know if anybody even understands what the reach current is. You can put spot lock in the reach, and you're losing. It won't hold you. You can't hold the current. I think it runs around 6 miles an hour, 5 to 7 mile an hour current. So you're fishing on high, and you're cruising when you're fishing. You're flat flying. You just kind of got to block that out of your head when you're fishing up there, because if you go up there, if you haven't ever fished really fast current, you go up there, it'll blow your mind because you'll be trying to stop the boat to fish, and you won't be able to. It's crazy. It's amazing. You get a fish on up there, and it's really bad.
Well, then let me give you this one little chance right here, and I'm going to give you plenty of other chances, but this one little chance right here. What kind of batteries are you running? that they're holding up this entire time.
I've had problems with batteries. I finally got the ionic. I put 150 amp, put 3 of them in one line. I'm not getting any more problems with the lithium ionic batteries. I'm not sponsored by them or nothing. I have no battery problems now. I can run that on high all day, and I probably could do it for 2 days with with the 150s. I have 3 150s and wired up for 36 volts. And when the old days, like a couple years ago, back in my old boat when I had regular lead batteries, I'd kill them by 11 o'clock. I had to really worry about what I was doing. Now, man, those lithiums, they're well worth the money. I mean, it's expensive, but how much is your time worth when you're out there fishing? All of a sudden, you're done because your batteries are dead and your trolling motor don't work.
Basically the last 2 events that you fished on the Columbia River, you've taken home $100,000. They're not that expensive?
No.
You didn't even have to go out there and break into your wife's piggy bank and egg money. You just you could afford them, so that was awesome. But no, I mean that's the thing. I mean, people don't think about it. That's back in the day when it was lead batteries, and that there was just some of these events that you weren't fishing those things, or you had to figure out a different way to do it to actually succeed. And now with today's technology, yeah, we talk about how sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. You know what though? In the long run, I mean, these batteries are super light. You're talking about you running 3 batteries in there. Now, back in the day, that would have added like 120 pounds to your boat. Now you got 3 batteries back there, and it barely adds 20 pounds. That's impressive.
It kind of screws up my boat. They built them for that lead batteries, so it screws up the balance when you're trying to get bow lift. Actually, there's guys putting lead back in the backs of these skeeters to get the front up because that's how they kind of built. These boats are built with like a teeter-totter effect. So
right.
When you're running, to get the front out, if you take all that back weight out, well, now you're having a hard time getting the front out of the water when you're running, and you're slowing down. You actually speed up when you put more weight back there. Now, the new skeeters, they fixed that. Now they're built with the lithiums in mind. I can't get late to get one. I got to somehow talk my wife into that. I got a 2-year-old boat.
You don't have to do that. All you have to do is go down and let Willie Nelson talk her into it.
It's the moment when everything is on the line and precision, power, and control make all the difference. A moment over 20 years in the making, anchored on loyalty, trust, and support that goes beyond all expectations. A relentless pursuit of perfection. All born from a revolutionary idea to help you rule the water. Power Pole.
Well, yeah. Well, I got to kind of get her there somehow.
let him take her out to dinner and smooze her and that sort of thing. And while he's doing that, you go in and you talk to his wife and sign the papers when you get a new one. And when she gets home, it's just parked there. She'll never notice it, man. I'm telling you.
Well, you know what? If I just go get it and then rewrap it with a new wrap, is one of my
just like your old one?
Divine Wraps. Yeah,
right.
I think he said he's going to rewrap it anyway next year, so it'll either be this wrap. I could put a new wrap on a new boat, and she would know. She's way too smart for that.
I was gonna say, I hope she never listens to this show because we just kind of ran her down like she's not smart enough to know. Sorry, didn't mean to. That's not what happened, but I don't know.
I'd be dead.
He's sorry.
I'd wake up and I'd be bruised up. Dude, I can't sleep, so I take Ambien. So when you're out on Ambien, wake up like, what happened? She goes, you fell out of bed. I'm like, that many times?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Ron, this is the part of the show. We've got about 10 minutes left in this thing, and I usually just turn this over and I go, you know what? I always say this on the stage. You know what? We don't get here without help. And whether it's our wives, our family at home, our sponsors in this business, our partners in this business, and this is the time that I just go, let's tell everybody how they can follow Ron Mace if they want to, how they can see your sponsors, how they can talk to your sponsors and get out there and get their products and that sort of thing. And, this is you, man. Tell everybody that they just listened to how the legend and how to get a hold of him and follow him and watch him, man. Here's your time. Have it.
Well, I finally did get it in Instagram and a Facebook. I mean, I'm totally not that guy that posts a bunch of stuff. I don't know how to do videos really, but my wife does, so she helps me out on that. That Ronald Mace Fishing. And as far as my help, obviously it's my wife. She's the one that keeps me going. My wife is so amazing that she mows the yard and tells me to go fishing. So I don't know how many guys out there in the world have wives that would rather them go fishing so that they can chase their dream while she stays home and does all the hard work. She's also a realtor for the Tri-City area. She's been doing it for 20 years, and she's a very good realtor. She doesn't advertise because she's that good. It's all word of mouth, and she's always busy, super hard worker. I would so suggest if you guys want a good realtor to use Amy Mace at Sotheby's Real Estate. I have Janice Tire. I mean, the guy took care of me on tires for my truck. And then Divine Wraps. That's the guys that wrap my boat. He got my jersey. He takes care of all my tech kind of stuff because I'm not a techie guy. I don't do that well. Any of that kind of crazy stuff. But Divine Wraps, if you want to wrap, they can wrap trucks, boats, trailers. They wrap everything. That you can take your old boat and make it brand new with a new wrap, or you can keep your old wrap, your new boat looking new with a wrap. So it's a great deal. He's a great guy. Santos Garza, I would 100% recommend using him. Then I also have Nixon's Marine. Those guys keep me going. If I have any little problem, they're on it. They take care of me. I've bought, 7 boats from them over the years. They're a super solid marine. They sell a bunch of different bass boats. I think Texas is one of them. They also just picked up Phoenix. They sell skeeters, which I'm a runner. I'm a skeeter guy. I love my skeeter. I've always had skeeters, and I'm super happy with the skeeters. And that's about it. My family always helps me out. I work for a great construction company. It's Apollo Mechanical. I've been with them 38 years, and they've helped me out a few times. They got the name on the side of my boat. So, it's one of the best companies in the area to work for as far as keeping you busy. I've never been unemployed with them. So that's crazy when you're a construction worker. Other than that, I really want to thank Big Ed, because without him, we wouldn't have all these this TV show and this great charisma thing that he's got. We're gonna miss him if he's gone. I want you to stay. You're a big part of this whole BAM experience, and you make it fun and you make it easy, and it's easy to talk to, and that's hard because I'm a non-talker. I'm a scaredy cat. I get up on the stage and I freeze, and you can bring it out. You guys push me through my comfort zones to make me a better speaker, a better angler. You guys are doing a great job, especially you and your abilities to keep everybody entertained. My wife's wanted to beat your ass more than once, because we'll be right back. She's always like, let's go, and they're about ready to lose their mind, and then, we'll wait a minute, and that's what makes it so fun. You're amazing, and I hope.
Well,
hope we
I
keep you
definitely
around.
appreciate that, man. Ron, it is my pleasure to listen to you, William Ponting, Marty Lawrence. These are guys who all struggled to talk before, and William Ponting hasn't come around any means or anything, but I have definitely watched you and Marty come out of your shell, be up there on the stage. I enjoy it. I'm glad I can do anything I could ever do to let people fall in love with you guys and just say, you know what, these are the guys that I want to support. It's the West Coast. We don't get a lot of love all the time from everybody out there, but you know what? It's growing a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And one of these days, I'm hoping that, you all will be household names, and people will want to know you and see you and be around you and follow you. So, you know what, Ron? All I can say is congratulations again, man. What you did was no small feat. You went out and you beat up on 59, 60, ended up being 64 other anglers, man, and it was an absolute pleasure to watch you do it. I'm glad it was you that, went up there and just secured it. And I will see you in Boardman here at the end of this month, and then we'll be headed to Don Pedro for a lot of events.
I know.
I think the BAM Trail has like either three or four events in a row on that body of water.
Yes.
So we'll be hanging out at Chicken Ranch for a while, man. So it ought to be a lot of fun. And I'm glad you did this interview. I really do appreciate it. Ron, thanks again. And everybody out there, thanks for tuning in. I hope you got a lot of information out of this, figured some things out. I wish he was telling you all about all these different things he did, but I'm telling you right now, you can win tournaments with just a Cinco in your hand. Everybody, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one. In a couple weeks, we'll have another great angler, just like Mr. Ron Mace. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.